What's up, everyone? It's your boy Advait Kumar giving you guys some football content. And today, I wanted to talk about the harsh truth about the Pittsburgh Steelers and why a team that should be in the Super Bowl or on a Super Bowl run and a team of the Steelers' caliber are doing so bad. Why is that? Well, today we'll discuss that. But before we get into it, if you guys could like the video, share the video with a couple of your friends, and comment below why you think the sales are doing bad, that really helped me out a lot. And let me know if you want content like this. With that being said, let's dive into the video. So the first problem I think with the Steelers is the offensive line. Similar to the Chicago Bears, the Steelers' offensive line isn't really that good. So they rank bottom in pass protection and also bottom in run protection. And that has not given Ben Roethlisberger a lot of time to pass the ball and go on his reads and throw the ball in a manner that his receivers can catch it. And I think that's really been hurting the Steelers that of their lack of a really good offensive line. And I think they have to go fix that, and they have to fix that offensive line, go and draft some offensive linemen and in free agency so that they can protect Ben Roethlisberger. And that leads me into my second problem with the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is Big Ben. So in the last three games that the Steelers have lost, Big Ben has had an interception in each of those games. So against Washington, he had an interception. Against the Buffalo, he had two picks. And last night against the Bengals, he had one pick. And you would think that with someone like Ben Roethlisberger, he would have less turnovers. Not a lot of turnovers. So I think Big Ben, he's kind of getting up there in age, and he's not able to move around in the pocket and, run when he has to so that he can get those extra yards. And he's been making some really bad decisions, which I think is on the offensive line and their inability to protect Ben. And in turn, he only has like 2.1 seconds to throw the ball, and he's making some bad decisions. The next problem with the Pittsburgh Steelers is the amount of drops by their receivers, and this has been a really big issue, and even an issue that the Bears have had. So let's start off with all the pass catchers on the Steelers, and let's see how many drops they have. So Deontay Johnson in 2020 has 10 drops. Eric Ebron has 6 drops. JuJu Smith Schuster has 3 drops. Chase Claypool has 3 drops. And James Washington also has 3 drops. And the drops have been really hurting the Steelers offensively. Big Ben, when he does throw a good pass and his receivers are missing it, it really hurts the offense, and it causes, the Steelers to have a lot of third and outs and in turn they're not able to get into the end zone and score. And this has been a really big problem, and something that the offensive coordinator and the receiving coach and tight end coach should be focusing on in practice, and the receivers should be practicing with Ben Roethlisberger so that they can fix this issue. And then the next problem is something that I think we can all agree, and it's that the Steelers have way too many distractions on their team. Let me explain. You have a guy with JuJu Smith Schuster who's dancing on their opponent's logos, and that's really causing some distraction, and I think that's really hurting the Steelers. Like, think about it this way. You think that if JuJu Smith as a Patriot, he would be able to do that? No, because in the Patriots culture, Bill Belichick would not allow that. And that's why the Patriots win. I know the Patriots are not very good this year, but they have a really good culture because all those players, they know not to distract their team and not to do anything to distract their team. And I'm all for, JuJu Smith creating TikToks. I'm all for Chase Claypool also creating TikToks. But you have to match that up with their game. You have to be playing at the best of your ability. And if you are going to dance, well, go out in the game and play 10 times harder so that you can mask that. And I think that JuJu Smith has to stop dancing onto their opponent's logos, and he has to maybe dance after the game when the Steelers win. And the same thing with Chase Claypool. Like, if that TikTok has been distracting the Steelers and taking a lot of time and really distracting all the players, then that means all the players are not all in the same book. They're not all on the same page, and they have to all be on the same page and work hard on the field. It's not. I'm not trying to judge any of those players. I'm just saying that every single one of those players need to be on the same book. And I think in turn, this is really, really hurting the culture of the Steelers. It should be a no. I'm not saying that it should be no nonsense, but it's starting to go from a winning culture to a losing culture, and there's a lot of distractions, and it's on the head coach, Mike Tomlin, to fix that. I'm not saying that Mike Tomlin is a bad coach. He's definitely not. But he's one of the most winningest coach in the NFL, and he represents the African American community, and he's one of the more successful head coaches in the NFL. But he has to get his team together, and they have to be like, hey, we have lost 3 games. There's nothing we can do that. We can't change the past, but we can focus on the future. And he has to get them together. They have to, you know, fix their mistakes, fix their failures, and move on. Because as it stands right now, even if the Steelers do make the playoffs, which they will, they're probably looking at a first round exit. With the way they've been playing, they're gonna get smoked by the Chiefs or the Ravens or the Bills or, the Titans. All these teams are gonna get smoked by them if they're not all on the same page and there's too many distractions. And if they really, really want to make the Super Bowl, they have to fix this. Again, they have to fix all the issues that I talked about today. The offensive line has to play better. Big Ben has to make smarter and better decisions. The receivers have to catch the ball better. And they have to get rid of all these distractions. Like, maybe have less TikToks before the game, more TikToks after the game. Or have a TikTok after you win, not before you win. And again, that in turn that I believe will fix the Pittsburgh Steelers. Anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts on what I had to say. And with that, peace out.